Okay, so let's get ready to begin. As usual, check the surroundings, make sure you have enough space. We might be swinging the towel around, so maybe make sure you have enough space for that as well. Okay, so let's get our body temperature up and just loosen up our joints. Okay, so let's just start off with marching on the spots. We're just going through the joint one by one. Okay, but let's march for at least 30 seconds first while I let other people into the class. Okay, and just try to go between standing a little bit taller. So imagine someone is pulling you up by the head. Okay, lengthen through the spine. Okay, breathing in. Okay, as you breathe out, you can just kind of relax. Okay, once again, go between going taller, bring your chest up, maybe looking out slightly. Okay, and then slight bend in the spine, looking down slightly maybe. Okay, if you feel dizzy, then you can just move the spine and not the head. Okay, so you can slowly increase the range of motion. Okay, but try to stay in your pain-free zone or range. Okay, and still standing a little taller. Let's go side to side. Okay, maybe starting off from the neck. Okay, and then the shoulders and the spine. Okay, you can keep looking forward. That would be easy to manage. Okay, and slowly move your arms as well. Okay, see if you can reach and touch the opposite hip. You can increase the pace if you want to. Okay, let's have both hands behind the pelvis. Okay, and take a deep breath in, lightly pull the shoulders back, maybe lightly press the wrist into the pelvis as well, feeling a stretch in the front of the chest. Okay, so still kind of deep breath in, open up, and breathe out, relax a little bit. And we're going to repeat this a couple of times. Okay, bring it back out. And we'll change this open and close. Okay, see if you can open your hand. So point your fingers back. Use the muscles in the back of the hand to open up the palm. Okay, try to press out towards both sides. So you might feel a little bit of stretch in the front of the arm, making a little bit of chest as well. Okay, and let's go kind of forward and back. Okay, so we'll go one arm back, one arm up. Okay, and you're just going to alternate between the arms. Okay, both bottom and top. The thumb is facing backwards, so the bottom arm is rotated in, the top arm is kind of rotated out. And just alternating between the two. Okay, and let's try both arms together. So both arms reaching in. See if you can get them a little bit closer together even. Okay, and opposite, try to bring both arms up. To bring the chest up as well. And slowly increase the range of motion. Okay, shoulders might be a little stiff. Let's go into a shoulder circle. Okay, just slightly bring your shoulders up, back, down, and forward. Okay, and move your spine along. Again, maybe a couple of times in each direction. Okay, and let's just move the shoulders kind of side to side. Okay, let's go upwards a little bit, side bend for the spine. Okay, still try to open the palm. Okay, slowly increase the range of motion if you feel fine. Okay, still breathing in as we press up. Okay, relaxing the shoulders. Okay, we'll do more rotation of the arms, so elbows kind of against the ribs, close to the ribs. Okay, just pressing your hands out. Okay, using the muscle in the back towards the back of the shoulders. Okay, you can also do the exact same thing, just in the opposite direction. Okay, almost the same thing, but this time elbows up and reaching the armpits. Thumb is facing backwards as you reach out. Okay, still try to stay tall. Okay, rotate back out and repeat. Okay, so this is internal rotation of the shoulders. Okay, and you can do the same thing, but backwards. Just try to get the motion from most of the shoulders and not by rounding forward. Okay, and relaxing the shoulders again. Okay, going into the wrist. Okay, just rotating big circles, both directions. Okay, open and closing the palm. Fingertips. Okay, side to side. Okay, and maybe each finger. Okay, checking it out. Okay, going to the lower body. Just loosening up the hips a little bit. So try to slowly draw a bigger circle with the hips. Okay, upper body can be relaxed. Okay, going into the hip hinge. So feet armpit width apart. You're going to push the butt back. Slight bend in the knees. Okay, but breathing in as you push your hips back. Okay, spine, so always think of lengthening the spine. So even in bottom position, think of someone kind of pulling your head that way and pulling your pelvis the opposite direction. Okay, try to make your spine longer. Okay, exact same thing, but this time bending through the knees as well. But your knees are tracking over the feet. Okay, so sitting on a tall bar stool. But the rest of the body is exactly the same. Okay, your weight, find your balance point on your feet. Okay, so still be a little bit closer to your heels. Okay, so you're not tipping forward. Okay, you can go down a little bit more if you feel comfortable. Okay, let's loosen up the hips a little bit more, holding on to something probably for support. Okay, just swing your legs back and forth. Okay, repeat on the other leg. Try to see if you can squeeze your butt muscle to push the heel back. Okay, side to side. Once again, hold on to something as you need to. Repeat on the other side. Okay, you can exaggerate motion, try to bring the inside edge of the foot up. Okay, point your toes forward as you push outwards. Hold on to something if you need to. Okay, just 3 to 5 times. Okay, and repeat on the other side. So when you're pushing it out, toes pointing forward rather than outwards. Okay, legs a little high up. Okay, we are just going to bend and extend the knees. Okay, see if you can do it with your knees a little high up. Okay, so feeling the muscles in front of the hips. Okay, you might feel a little bit of a stretch behind the knees or behind the thighs. Okay, kind of similar, but this time legs reaching back without kind of folding forward. Okay, and you're just trying to bring the heel a little higher up. Okay, feeling the muscles in the back of the thighs. Okay, same thing on the other side. So reaching back first, and then keeping it back while trying to pull the heels closer to your butt. Okay, and moving the ankles and feet a little bit. Just rocking forward and back onto the heels and toes. Okay, side to side. Go into our ankle circle. Repeat on the other side. Okay, and lastly, if you can, scratch the floors with your toes, lift your toes up. Okay, try to space out your toes, so push your big toe in, push other toes out. Okay, if you want to play around a little bit, see if you can just lift the big toe up. Okay, or just lift the other toes up. Okay, and straighten out a little bit. Okay, so that was roughly kind of 10 minutes. Let's go into our 10-minute run, our 10-minute sets. Okay, so slowly getting a little faster, try to get to, you should be kind of pretty warmed up already. See if you can slowly get up to target pace, so just a little bit out your breath. Feel free to slow down at any points, feel free to skip any movements that you don't feel comfortable doing. Okay, if you've been doing this for a while, you can choose to maybe some of the time go a little bit faster. You don't have to go fast all the time. You can maybe pick one of the sets, okay, or maybe you can do alternating rounds, trying to go a little faster, so you don't have to go like immediately much faster for the whole 30 minutes. Just pick, increase it a little bit if you've been doing this for a while. Okay, but generally speaking, we're still trying to do it in good posture, so a little bit taller. Okay, relax for the shoulders. Okay, maybe slowly increasing the pace. Okay, until you get to the pace that is right for you, okay, which will be different from person to person. Okay, so first round, let's just increase the range. Okay, so both arms and knees go a little higher up. We adjust elbows to shoulder height. Okay, so let's exaggerate motion side to side. So just the half jumping jack. So arms go like this. The legs, just one of them kick out and touch the floor, alternating between the two sides. Okay, so just an exaggerated motion, but sideways. But maybe just keep still the shoulders to the elbows to shoulder height, might be a little safer. Okay, let's go back to the front. This time, elbows a little bit pointing towards the knees. Okay, if you don't have any back problems, you can try to get them a little closer. Okay, if you have osteoporosis or any sort of back problems, just pointing it is fine. Okay, it doesn't have to touch. Okay, just maybe bring your knees a little higher than before. Okay, if your back is fine, you can see if you can do almost a mini crunch to get your knees and elbows a little bit close together. Okay, but don't force anything. Okay, so you might felt a little bit into your abdominals. Okay, so keep going while I let another person in. Okay, next one, very similar, arms on the side. Okay, and your knees are going to be lifted out on the side. Okay, elbows pointing towards the knees. Okay, if you don't have any trouble, you can see we almost do a little crunch to get your knee and your elbows to touch. Okay, but starting off, just smaller motion first. Okay, if you feel fine, you can do a little bit more side bend to get the elbow touch the thighs or just anywhere on the leg. Couple more seconds. Okay, probably kind of the top, a little bit of the side of the hips, a little bit tired. Okay, when it go kind of backwards next, so you're just going to reach back to the leg, try to squeeze through the butt to get your heels. Think of reaching back at the heels. The arms are just going to go kind of diagonally forward. Okay, think of lengthening your body from your heel to your fingertips. Okay, so see if you can feel the squeeze in your butt. Maybe slightly forward. Okay, next one, we're going to add a little bit of a step, a little bit of rotation of the body. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to start marching in the next round. You're going to turn and step kind of diagonally backwards, okay, and come back and alternate between opening up and closing back in with a kind of a backwards step, okay, turning your body a little bit. Okay, so it will just look something like this. Okay, if you get this easily, just keep looking forward while you do this. Okay, so your head is not moving that much. Okay, but try to even open the chest a little bit more. Okay, so not just rotate through the legs or the trunk. Okay, and come back. Okay, next one, kind of similar, but instead of opening kind of outwards, we're going to reach inwards. Okay, so not really a step. You're going to rotate through the trunk, rotate through the feet, and you're going to reach in and up. Okay, and you're still alternating between the two arms. Okay, so turn through the feet. And you're going to rotate through the entire body, okay, including the feet. So your feet should point in the same direction at the end. Also important to pick up your feet so that you're not over twisting parts of the body. Okay, we'll just go into a squat and just get kind of warm up the squatting position. So we're going to just reach kind of forward while you slowly go into a squatting stance. So sitting on a tall bar stool, coming back up. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can slowly go a little lower and back up. Okay, so just remember knees above the toes. Okay, sitting back into the hips. Okay, weight a little bit closer to your heels. Okay, if you feel comfortable, if there's no pain, you can choose to go a little bit lower. Okay, but you don't necessarily have to. Okay, last round for this set. Let's just try to go pick up this pace a little bit. Okay, maybe just a little bit more vigorous for kind of 30 seconds. Okay, so a little bit quicker. Okay, 20 more seconds. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and slowing back down, but keep moving in some ways. If you need to sit down, pump your heels, move your arms a little bit. Okay, let your heart rate kind of slowly come back down. Okay, try to breathe in slower and breathe out slower. Okay, so for the mini cool down, let's just do the rotation of the body a little bit. Okay, so kind of like what we did in the step. So I'm just going to turn your entire body so it's facing cusp one way. Okay, and turn. Okay, so we're just kind of getting used to or practicing kind of just rotation of the body. Okay, just treat this as a cool down, so no need to push yourself very hard. Okay, you can try to turn your head if you feel comfortable. You can turn your head as well, so you get used to that rotation. Okay, so let's check the time. Right now it's 9:50, almost 9:55. Let's take a 2-minute break. So let's come back at 9:57. We are going to use the like a towel, or bigger towel would be better. Okay, so if you want to grab that, you can still do most of the movements without it, but it might be a little more fun with it. Okay, but see everyone in around 2 minutes. Okay, so probably fold if you have a big towel, fold it maybe lengthwise. So we're just going to be holding on to both ends to start with. Okay, first minute still just slowly ramping up. Okay, slowly increase if you feel comfortable. How fast is completely up to you. Okay, first round, let's just move the hands a little bit faster. Just drumming the weight of the tiles. Okay, so keep going. Okay, and use this time as an active rest. So go faster if you want to keep going. Go slower if you need a little bit of a break. Okay, so second round, a little bit bigger range. So it's just going to be flipping the towel overhead. So elbows is still going to be roughly elbow height, shoulder height. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, and you're just going to be flipping forward and back. Keep moving through the feet if you feel comfortable. You can also start moving your feet. Okay, once again, the elbow, if your towel is long enough, your elbow doesn't necessarily have to go too high. Okay, to make it harder, you can just speed up a little bit. Okay, so notice that you're mostly kind of pulling the towel with the shoulders just now. Okay, so next round, we're going to do almost the same thing, but we're going to use our hips a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to stop marching, feet will be a little wider. Okay, so you're going to go into almost like a squat. Okay, and as you stand up, you can go a little bit faster, so you can use your kind of hip to fling the towel overhead. Okay, and use arms forward, back out. Okay, so more or less the same motion, but see if you can feel your hips. So I'm kind of setting up kind of quickly, and I'm kind of flinging the towel up more so with my hips and my legs instead of the arms. Okay, so maybe a little bit of timing involved. Okay, but see if you feel the difference between just using your arms and compared to kind of using your hips and your trunk to do so. Okay, generally in everyday scenario, we definitely want to use our lower body more of it, okay, and arms mostly assist. So think of shuffling snow. Try to power through the hips more so than the arms. Okay, next one we're going to do something similar. Okay, so start off with just swinging side to side. Okay, hips are not so much moving. Okay, but you're just you're still rotating through the hips. Okay, but you're pulling the towel mostly the arms. Okay, of course you can go faster if you want to make this a little bit harder. Okay, and speed back up if you're pretty good. Okay, next one we're going to do very similar. Okay, so still side to side of the towel, but this time pull your hands close to your body. Okay, so that kind of restricts how much you can flow for the rope with the arms. Okay, and you're going to try to power it through the hips again. So you're going to be turning. Okay, see if you can use your hip muscles, use your leg muscles Okay, when you move your feet, so toes should be pointing the same direction as your nose. Okay, so at least pelvis should be turned. Okay, so arms mostly just holding a towel. It's your lower body that's throwing the towel side to side. Okay, so let's do a combination of up and down and side to side. So instead of throwing it straight up and down, you're gonna go from one side hip to the opposite shoulder, okay? And try to turn, rotate it a little bit through the hips as well. So use both the arms and the legs. Okay, so you can squat down a little bit if you want to. You can think of chopping something down as you bring it up and bring it down. Okay, you can think of pushing off with the down leg, I guess you can call it, as you fling it back up. So it's kind of like a one-sided squat. Maybe a little bit more as a breath this time. Okay, next round, same thing, but just from the opposite hip to the outer shoulder. Okay, once again, use your lower body, not just the arms. So maybe still slower first. If you feel fine, then you can increase the range or increase the speed. Okay, grip might be starting to fatigue a little bit. Okay, so let's just kind of maybe I'm gonna let go kind of one side. Okay, so let's just try to turn the rope a little bit. That makes me maybe a little awkward. I should probably rethink this one, but maybe just for fun, we'll try it. Okay, but at least we are giving a rest for one arm. His shoulder's probably a little tired on that side. Okay, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, that's probably the last kind of round of the set. Okay, so let's just give it a go anyway. That's gonna be something different. And rope gets tied up, maybe switch the other way. Okay, and let's go back down. The main point is just to keep moving for at least until your breathing is coming back down. Okay, we're still going to use the towel for the next kind of set. So we don't put it away yet. Okay, so let's still do the rotation today. We take it a little slower. Okay, but just try to maybe do half circles, pause at any point. Or if you feel dizzy, just stop. Okay, but just kind of get used to kind of the rotation. A lot of times people do fall when they kind of turn. Okay, once again, no need to try very hard. Just think of this as a cool down. Okay, so right now it's 10:08. Let's once again 2-minute break. Let's come back at 10 past 10. Okay, we're going to drink some fluids. Okay, if you feel like you're a sweater, if you've been breathing hard, that also can really help you in the body. So drink enough fluids. Okay. So this set, we're probably going to do one side a little bit more. So either grab a shoulder towel or you can grip both ends. I think we might do a little bit more rotation of the shoulders. Okay, let's again slowly speed up if you feel like it. Okay, so first round, we're just going to be kind of drawing circles of the elbows. Okay, so kind of hang on the towel right here. Okay, you're just going to be pulling your shoulders in, pulling your elbows in, elbows up, out and down. So just draw a circle. To start off with a smaller circle. If you feel comfortable, see if you can go a little bit bigger. You can also change directions. Okay, and we repeat on the other side when after this 30 seconds. Okay, so once again, small circles first. When you feel comfortable, you can see if you can go into a bigger range. Okay, so next one, we're just going to be swinging kind of like this. Okay, probably we'll start moving the feet. Okay, and we're just going to a little bigger range afterwards. Okay, so we're going to reach down and across. Okay, and up. Okay, if you feel comfortable, see if you can get a rotative swing all the way around. Okay, and so it'll be something that looks like this. Okay, so start off with just swinging maybe side to side like this. Okay, if you feel comfortable, see if you can do bigger range. Okay, so you're swinging down and across. Okay, and then over the shoulders. Okay, a little bit of a squat, a little bit of a reach across the body. Okay, and next round, exact same thing, just with our other arm. Okay, so start off with just swing side to side. When you have a little bit of momentum, so you can reach across, okay, and then over the shoulders. Okay, so still start off maybe smaller range first. Okay. Okay, so still a little bit of a squat. If you feel comfortable, you can once again go a little bit faster. Okay, so next one, we're going to complete almost a circle. So we are still more or less swing like this. But when you get to the inside, see if you can have the momentum to kind of swing the towel up. Okay, and you draw a circle, okay, and fling it back up. So almost the exact same thing, but we're completing. So instead of stopping the towel here, you let the towel go up and across like this. Okay, so you can start moving if you want to, but you are doing something like this. Okay, so it's still kind of like this motion, but you're just letting the towel come up to your face and then back out. Okay, and you're still drawing circles at the elbows actually. So if you just focus on my elbows, I am bringing my elbows in, up, out. Okay, takes a little bit of coordination. Okay, but you can give it a try. Okay, you can even go faster if you feel like it. Okay, so if you need to, break it down to the smaller motion again. So the motion is really just this of the elbows. Okay, but you're just pouring out. Okay, let it swing across. Okay, and then instead of stopping the towel here, you're gonna let it come up. Okay, and the elbows follow through with the elbows. Okay, so you're doing this, but with the elbows rotating like so. Okay, so let's give it a try. So start off with still swing side to side like this. Okay, build up momentum so you can so definitely a little bit of coordination with this one. Just do our best. So it's actually, they do this with like Indian kind of war clubs. So it's almost like a mini axe, and they kind of train this type of movements with that. Okay, so let's just kind of do a similar movement, a little bit easier. Let's just rotate just backwards. Okay, so you can start moving your feet if you want to. tiny bit faster than before if your shoulders feel fine. Grip is probably more tight and along the shoulders. Change the angle a little bit so that you swing side to side. Fine. Okay, and same thing with the other arm. Okay, keep arching, or if you want to go faster, then probably stop the legs. Okay, if your shoulders start to tight, slow down a little bit, just to be safe. Okay, so last one, let's just bring it back out a little bit. Okay, we're just going to be rolling the boat, okay, but also moving through our feet as well. Okay, so you're just going to be turning side to side. Okay, so not just move the trunk, not just the shoulders, okay, but you can see me step through with the feet. Okay, so you're just turning side to side. Okay, and your arms almost just go along to the right. Okay, and slowing back down. So probably shake out the hands a little bit. Okay, so let's just stretch out the wrist as a cool down. Okay, so let's just keep moving your feet if you're still a little out of breath, or you feel like you're breathing still a little fast. Okay, so palms together. Okay, so try to, if your fingers are a little curved, see if you can kind of lengthen through the fingers. See if you can almost try to pull the fingers apart. Okay, so engage the muscles in the back of the hand. Okay, and slowly go down. Bring your wrist down a little bit more, but still try to pull the back of the hand, still try to straighten out the fingers. Okay, so still moving. Okay, so you can just kind of pump your heels a little bit. Okay, if your heart rate is still a little high, if you're still breathing a little bit more heavily. Okay, holding for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, shake it out. Okay, look more the shoulders. Just the classic stretch. You try to slow down your breathing. Okay, switch whenever you're ready. Okay, going into the lower body, so just the 2 basic stretch of the calves and the hips. So just use anything that you can get your toes higher than your heel. I like to use a block, but you can use a chair, a wall. Okay, try to just get your hips over your heels. Okay, feeling the stretch in the back of the calves. Okay, try to see if you can breathe out longer than you're breathing in. Okay, switch sides whenever you feel like it. Okay, and just finishing off the hip stretch. Legs front to back. Turn your pelvis, turn your toes so they're facing, they all kind of facing forward. Okay, bring your belt buckle up. So think of your pelvis like a bowl of water, so don't spill water forward. Okay, try to level it off first. Okay, and then push the hips forward. You can think of driving the heel backwards as well. Once again, lift your belts up. The front of the belts, I mean. Okay, even if it's a little tense, still try to slow down your breathing. And lastly, just the same thing on the other side. Okay, and shaking off. Okay, and that's all the time we have for today. So thank you for coming, everyone. See everyone next time if you don't have any questions. No problem. Take care. Bye-bye.